so many new
Yes,
Knitters Pride things, but
I got all the new Knitters Pride
the little
stuff.
stuff too.
Yep, it's in the bottom of the basket.
Listen to us talking about stuff because no show notes, people. VSC, woo!
Good morning, and welcome to the most dangerous show of the week, Sun Dragon Sideshow VSC edition. I'm like, sit down, mask off. I don't know what to do first. Ah! Hello, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of my nose is running. Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in Overcast. I feel like it smelled like it was going to rain when I left the house today. Brevard, North Carolina. I'm Liz. I'm the minion there. It was about the same temperature this morning as it was yesterday, but with all the moisture in the air, it feels so much colder. Yeah, and I just realized you're wearing your ranunculus. Nope. And no, oh, it's not. Then I'm glad I didn't put my ranunculus on because is that dead easy? Dead easy. Haha. With modifications. We were having a discussion on one of the recent sit and stitches about sweater knit along. Maybe the ranunculus they just released, she just updated it with smaller sizes, which is cool because before it had only like regular and then larger sizes. So becoming more size inclusive. At least one of our knitters, she's very tiny. Mm-hmm. So that might be great. Yeah, she doesn't like a billion inches of positive ease, and that's kind of what it's designed for. Yeah. No, so Liz is wearing another sweater that's kind of designed for whatever size needle you want, or whatever size yarn you want. Do it on the same size needle, and it will be thin or thick or lovely. Someone suggested maybe a ranunculus knit along. We are still looking that over. I think it's a fantastic idea. I have one already. I wouldn't mind making another one, maybe different, too, right? But Liz is wearing another one that kind of fits into the same category. So another day though, because as usual, I did not get in as early as I wanted to, and we had packages to mail. Thank you all for your purchases. And so we have like 25 minutes to tell you about really cool stuff. So one yarn, because the new colorways just came in. We did not get all the new colorways, but we got 4 and they're fantastic. Noro Ito. Yay! People either love or hate Noro. I mean, hate's a strong word. People either like or dislike. They either really, really like it or really, really don't. And because it's what they call underprocessed is the artistic description. It's also roving gangs of sheep. It's not like super scratchy, but it's not super scratchy, but merino. If you want super, super soft, this is not going to feel super, super soft because it's roving gangs of sheep. But Noro makes beautiful colors, and I actually really love working with it. I will warn you, even though it's 100% wool, yeah, it's not necessarily the kind of wool you want to use for warp on weaving looms because it's a single ply. That I wish I had like a scrap of it here because if you pull real hard on it, it will break. Doesn't mean it is a bad yarn and you can't knit with it. It means it is very loosely spun. It's like the single ply thing. The more plies, the more structural integrity to a yarn. And sometimes that means that it's not as soft. Or, it depends on the material too. There's so many factors that go into whether a yarn is soft or not. But some people just love that single ply look. However, that is only 1 or maybe 2 at the most steps removed from roving, which has very little structural integrity. So for me, that helps keep it, for being roving gangs of sheep, actually fairly squishy. But it means sewing with it or just pulling really hard on it. Like knitting, you're not usually yanking super, super, super hard, or crocheting. So it's okay. I can point out several yarns in the shop that I love to knit and crochet with. I wouldn't necessarily recommend sewing with, and they could break. Putting that right up front. But since it's 100% wool, the solution is spit join. Spit joins are fantastic. Mm-hmm. Get both ends wet. In olden days, you stick them in your mouth. You can dip them in a little cup of water, overlap them. Friction will actually felt the ends together, which is really cool because sometimes, like Noro's known for their glorious colors. Sometimes there are knots where they join them together where the glorious colors don't repeat in the same fashion. Honestly, if I come across a knot in Noro, I might get mildly upset that the color change isn't happening the same way. but I'm gonna take that knot out. I'm gonna break it off, cut it off, and I'm gonna spit join so I can keep going.
It Noro also, because it's 100% wool and it's got that loose spin anyway, it is beautiful in felting.
Oh yeah.
So like
Felting projects.
if you like felting, like I should have brought my purse in my bag.
Well, you can bring it in another day this week if you have time. It's okay.
I did out of 2 balls. It took just a little bit more than 2 balls, but I alternated the colors of the same 2 to where they were all kind of mingled together as I was going around. And oh my gosh.
Haven't you plied Noro before too?
I have plied Noro.
Like you've made kind of looking homespun plied
Super
yarn
bulky,
out
yep.
of it. Yeah, by using 2 strands, and then it's thicker. So let's talk about this specific Noro. What Noro has started to do recently is, I'm gonna grab something as a prop here. We started to make these giant cakes. So classic Noro of olden days, and they still make this. This is Kurion. It comes in little 50-gram ball. I think it's 50-gram balls. And it's the 100% wool, single ply.
You get 4 or 5 colors sometimes in them.
Yeah, you get beautiful. I mean, this one's the dark and luscious and broody. I'm pulling out some of those, but the vibrant colors, all these crazy, awesome things. Same texture as Ito. But then they started saying, let's make 200-gram cakes, and a lot of new Noro that is coming out looks like this. So 4 times as much yarn, many more colors. That's the other thing that Ito did, is came out with many more colors. This came out 2 or 3 years ago is when they started making these. Luscious color. Look at that. Oh, so pretty.
I have a Papillon
like, 20
finished
colors or something.
It depending on the bowl, you can get up to 20 and more than 2 repeats in a.
And this more than, yes, exactly. This, like these skein to skein, same colors, but they'd come out differently. They, you almost wouldn't know skein to skein. It was the same yarn sometimes. This is one of these giant cakes of Ito. Now, the one I'm wearing, unfortunately, is a colorway that we do not have in stock anymore. It's a very muted rainbow. It's the muted version of this one. This one is the original, like, Firebrand rainbow that they released with the pattern. It's this pattern is what I'm wearing. This is that colorway. This, what I'm holding in my hand, is colorway number 3. We call it Rhapsody because they used to have English names and now they all have Japanese names, which sound much cooler. I'm not sure what the Japanese name is for this one. But we still have the one that's on the picture in here in stock. This thing is really cool because it's a giant rectangle. It's a giant rectangle where, I don't know, let's see. You can kind of see the, here, the direction changing. You sew the short end to the side of the long end, and then you get a ginormous triangle cowl. And it's 2 rows of knitting. It's like they call it a seed stitch rib, but it's a very easy, I would classify it as a beginner pattern. Just sew it with a different yarn. Sew that seam together with a different yarn. While supplies last, we will put, if you ask for it, we will put a copy of this pattern with a purchase of 1 ball. The reason we're doing it this week is we got new colors in. I want to go over some of my favorite old colors first real fast. Or should you read stats and stuff first?
I should probably read stats and stuff because,
because we're running out of time already.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It is 100% wool. 200 grams get you 400 meters, which for those of you who make socks is 437 yards. So it's a lot of yarn for the bulk.
It's like 2 of our 100-gram skeins of worsted weight, but it's a lot.
Yeah. Lay flat to dry, or hand wash, lay flat to dry.
Yeah, don't put it in the washing machine unless you want to felt it.
Unless you want to felt it. They're recommending a US 7 to 8 needle.
This was done on a 7.
I would do an H or a I J hook somewhere.
Pick it up for a hook. Yeah, definitely.
And so
price.
Well, we have 2 different prices.
Yes, and I was going to talk about that. New stuff. What's the price
The
on the
new-
new? Because let's start with the new stuff.
New stuff
changing
is
my mind.
$51.95 a ball.
Mhm. Prices are going up.
and we are only increasing the price when colors come back in.
When on new
New
shipments, which
yeah.
is either new yarn or refills of
Yeah.
old yarn.
Yeah.
So some of the prices, some of these will only be $45 regular price when you see them online. Some of the older stuff we've had for a while. New stuff is gonna, so you'll see two different prices. This is one of the ones that we're only raising the price as new shipments come in. But all of it is 15% off this
Yes.
week with the code product of the week with spaces in it. Let's go over the new colors because I just changed my mind.
Okay.
I'm the boss. I can do that. What are you holding in your hand?
This one is color number 43, Conan.
Conan, yeah, and I had a line over the O, which we couldn't replicate in our spellings of it. That one's got some really cool neon colors, and it's bright and cheery. I will say that.
It looks like sherbet.
Yeah, and you can mostly see it. You're holding it way down.
Oh,
here,
sorry.
but, you know, it's
Like,
yeah,
you've got
it's
your
sherbet
orange,
sorbet.
your raspberries, your
There's-
limes,
there's
there's
bright
blue,
lime. Yeah,
pinks.
there's a light blue, there's a light pink in it. There's still a little bit of almost browns in it, but really orangey browns and stuff. That one, it's kind of like we're getting ready for spring.
Yeah.
So, but then there's, oh, I really do love this one.
I know.
Number 36, Noshiro, is this one's very fall, but not, we have an old fall. This is a different fall. This is all like burnt siennas and ochres, and but then there's little twisty, even though it's a single ply, it almost looks like 2 plies of yarn in there. There's just different colors into the single ply, like electric blue and reds and oranges in there. And oh my gosh, and there's even like mustardy yellowies in here. Like that is just gorgeous.
And the camera does not like when
Well, I'll color correct, but it's not good enough.
before I pulled them out of the plastic bag, the blue was not as bright, and then I pull it out and it's like
Bam,
bam.
bam.
It is really cool.
It's neat because some of these are like iridescent bright, and then that one is a little more it's got this burnished quality to it. It's very, very nice. I had a favorite old one that was all pastels, and this is the new pastels. This one I can't get back in anymore. It is 23 Kure, and this one's still 45. It's a little bit paler pastels than the new one, but this one's 45. And then this is the new one. It's like softer and brighter pastels. And then there's little hints of like raspberry and stuff in it. Oh my gosh. The new one is number 40, Matsuyama. Not to be confused with Mazumoto, which is one of our favorites. But this has some bright teals and aquas.
There's
and-
like peaches and
Mhm.
yellows and
like I said, that raspberry going on. I try to photograph these from the top and the side, so you get some hints of what's going on. There's almost some periwinkles in this one.
you know what it looks like?
What?
A sunset at the beach. Because you have the sea foamy colors, you have some sand, and then you have the yellows and the pinks, and
It's so beautiful. It's like, and they Noro's only recently been getting into the more pastel-y colors, which is kind of fun. Like they're building the palette. What is that yummy one in front of you, Liz?
this one is my favorite. It's Narita, number 33.
Uh-huh.
It has yellows and a taupey brown.
And it's kind of almost a mustardy yellow, but a
And-
little brighter than that.
Yeah. And then there's some yellowy browns, and then it goes into reds.
Like a russety red. Like
Yeah.
it's really, yeah.
And there's pinks, and
it's almost
it
a
just
burgundy.
it cherry blossoms
Oh.
and yellow pollen. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
it is.
But it's all those warm colors,
Yeah.
right? Like that one doesn't get broken up by any blues or
No.
anything. Like
No.
it's very different than some of the others. So-
I don't have a Noro sweater yet.
and we got extras of that one in, so she might be bogarting some of it. So this is number 3. Like I said, this is the one that is on the cover of the big cowl that I'm wearing. Some of them we're almost out of and we can't get back in, and we're not showing all of them off today. This is one of our favorites. We've had to refill it, so it's at the new price of $51.95 in Azawa, and it's the number is 24. This is the dark and broody, and yes, I pulled over my Pioneer scarf made out of it. It has like deep purples and deep like Merlot colors, but also some pinks and greens and some iridescent blues, like deep blue, ultramarine blue, I would almost call it. And then there's spots where it's got like a light tan that pops out of it too. So can you hold that up one more time? You can see it there. It's really like, if you like dark and broody, but this isn't totally dark and broody. It's got a little bit of, but it doesn't detract from the dark and broody. It's really cool. This one we call Walter. Our friend Carol, whose husband is Walter. They're both Carol and Walter's colors, but it's neutrals, but it's got some of that russety red burgundy in it, and some oranges, and some, you'd be surprised, and some greens and stuff. You'd be surprised. This looks neutral compared to the others, but there's nuances of subtle color in it. Carol has made a whole sweater out of it. It's gorgeous. We have one I didn't bring over that is more neutral. It's really more grays, not grays, browns, tans. It's like that one, but those subtleties of color are mostly stripped out of it.
There were little bits of color
it's got
in it
warm neutrals in
you would never,
this is our old fall, but it's still wonderful for fall. But this one has some bigger pops of color than the more russety one there. This one's got some electric green in it, and some purples and reds, and this one screams fall to me as well. This is what number is Walter? I totally skipped over.
It is number 12.
Number 12.
Its official name here at the shop is Rain Dance.
Rain Dance, but there is if you're looking for it online, other places you'll probably find a Japanese name for it. We hadn't transitioned the earlier ones to that. This is number 13. By 13 it's called Nabari. Is the more rainbowy fall, I would say. And
that one we've gotten refills in on.
Yes, so I think that has the upper price on it. This older pastel, which I said before is 23 Kure, has the old $45 price. We cannot get it back in. So if you want one that it's still bright, but it's got more purples in it. It's got a little more browns in it and stuff. If you want that one, we have what we have left, right? So that's the only yarn we're putting on sale this week, because it's a lovely, yummy one. I love all these new colors. I really wanted it with all of them, but I have too many projects going. Said me never, ever, ever, sarcastically. Okay. The other things we're putting on sale this week, and we really only have a few minutes left, so we might we'll get through what we can, unless someone calls or someone walks up to the door and it's after 10. Knitter's Pride has reissued and issued new products, all kinds of fun things. They're pattern keepers. They're discontinuing a lot of their old pattern keepers. Those are at their old price, and those are not on sale this week, but the new ones that came in are, and some pouches and some, they're so cool. There's two different prints that Knitter's Pride has released their new products in for bags and pattern keepers. And one is called Blossom. And look, it's got the cute floral prints. It's like watercolor paintings of flowers in blue. It's gorgeous. And the other one is called Passion. And it's based off of this cute design of someone sitting and knitting in their room. So, and with a pattern keeper, with Knitter's Pride products with them. So this one is, I feel like if you're nerdy and like to knit, this one is perfect. There's even a cat with, oh, we'll get those later. That's so things don't go bad type thing. There's a cat playing with yarn balls in it. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. The products I'm holding up right now, these are the pouches. This is like one of our newest, really coolest things. Might as well start with this just in case we don't have time for something else. It's a pouch with a zipper, but it's a big chunky zipper. So it's a pouch for a small project, or, you know, if you want to keep your notions or things in here. It has an inside pouch with a zipper, There's this fuzzy felty feel to everything inside. It's got 2 sewn in pockets open to the air, and it comes with 2 little roll-up pouches of different sizes. I think these are fantastic with little elastics and buttons. So this one, I think in theory is for like interchangeable tips. That's the kind of size. And see, you've got the same print with a little flap with all these different pouches. So you can put your needles in and boop, or your little
crochet hooks,
little notions. If they're shorter crochet hooks, we have this size. It comes with 2 though. Keep that in mind. I feel like I am very much QVC infomercialing right now. Here's the longer one. This one is more for double points for larger needles, but not like, I don't think it's going to go over like 8 inches or so. So it's not really for 10-inch straight. I was kind of hoping it would be for longer straight needles. Not quite, but bigger things can go, like one of these might be for DPNs and one for interchangeable tips or whatever you want to use them for. Crochet hooks, definitely. It's kind of a bummer that she's only knitting on the cover. I wish we had 2 varieties of this, one with crochet, but the crochet, you can also use these guys. I will get this out as I go because we have other products to talk about, but the pouch with the 2 roll-up cases in it is $52.95 regular price.
Yeah.
Wide enough to smartly sized pouch. Wide enough to stand on its own, comes with 2 roll-on needle cases for interchangeable and double point. That's what they've classified them for. Up to 12 pairs of needle tips in the bigger one, 11 sets of double points. 12 and 11 pouches in each of these. The blue one, this is what the little blue cases look like. They are so adorably cute, and they have that really soft felty feel on the inside. So again, those are $52.95 regular price for the pouch and 2 roll-ups and all that kind of fun stuff. Liz is opening. What is that?
This is the double point needle case.
They all come in these cute little gauze, like organza bag type things, tulle, whatever we want to call these. And so you could get an extra container out of them too. What was that?
This is the double pointed needle case.
Double pointed needle case. What do we got?
We have in Blossom, and I'm not opening all of them, but
no, but we have them in the
Passion and Blossom.
Passion as well.
When you open,
it's a hard-sided zip-up case, so
yes,
it's like super substantial,
and it has that same fuzzy suede feel inside.
But it's got 1 panel in here, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 4 surfaces with elastic to like stick your needles in to hold them in place.
I would say these will also hold non-ergonomic straight hooks.
Yes, you might have trouble like because it doesn't have a lot of give to it. If you have bulkier things, they may not fit in as well. But
and they're all different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
All the spaces.
The elastics go from short to
yeah,
wide.
Yeah.
So they can fit different things in there. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I just got them because I was like, "Ooh, these will be fun," and we're exploring them now. What's the price?
Double pointed needle case. We are retailing for $29.50.
Okay.
Stores up to 16 sets of double point needles, 5 needles to a set.
Nice. And this is 15% off with the code product of the week with all spaces. What else? What is this one? Let me open.
Fixed.
This is, so we also got in the fixed circular needle case. Size wise, they're just about the same size as the double point case. This is retailing for $39.50. And you might say, well, why if they're the same size?
They just zip across the top. They don't zip down.
I'm glad you told me that because I would be fussing with this for about 10 more minutes. Why, if it's the same size, is this one so much more? And I think because there's a lot more stuff inside. So what do we got? Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Zippered needle case, up to 22 pairs of fixed circular needles, zippered interior pocket holds small accessories. So let's take a look. And again, we have the picture that takes up the whole surface of this. Super cute. We have pockets in here that can fit your circular needles. And there's a whole bunch of pockets. And you have that interior flap that has the whole bunch of pockets. And I'm looking for the zippered interior pocket. And I'm not finding it. So that's interesting.
It might just be that the whole thing zips shut.
Well, but it said zippered needle case and zippered interior pocket holds small accessories. So we'll figure that out and get back to you on that. So
Yeah, I'm not.
we'll figure that out and get back to you on that. Let's see if there's a picture here of where it's hidden. Anyway, it could be that they copied and pasted the label from, say, the other case, and they didn't fix the markings they should have fixed on it. Anyway,
Because I know that
this
the Trapper
one,
Keeper.
this one has a zippered interior pocket. But yes, the Trapper Keepers, we like to call them Trapper Keepers. The Pattern Keepers come in 2 different sizes. We have the large, which can hold a regular sheet of pattern paper, 8 by 11, 8.5 by 11. They have 3 magnets. They have a magnet strip on it, and we can always get replacements for that. There's 1 magnetic surface on it, and you can snap it so it will stay open. Zipper pouch there, and a pen. When I list these online, I think the circular case I'm going to modify because I don't think the description here is completely accurate. But this one, that's the large, and it comes in cardboard, like thin cardboard packaging. And yeah, Liz is handing me, what's the price for the large?
The price for the large is $34.95. And even though Cocoa Knits isn't on sale, I will say the Cocoa Knits magnetic stuff will work on these.
Yes, although we are out of the magnetic rulers and gauges, the straight edges that will work wonderfully with these, and they're back ordered till like May. This is the small size. Can we hold up the small versus the large? Yep, the small will fit a folded sheet of paper, folded in half. It is about 14.5 by 10.5. No, that's in the open position. 7 by 10.5 in folded position. I guess you can spread it out and have the whole thing on. This one's $24.95. You might say these are higher prices than the old ones. It's because they've been redesigned and they have better construction and better zippers and better everything for holding things in place, and prettier patterns. So, and they come with, this box only holds up so well. So if we mail them to you, the box might not hold up as well, but it protects what's inside. So there are multiple snaps.
Yes.
So that when you open it, you have different levels it can stay open to if you decide to snap it open. So these are the fun, bigger things we have from Knitter's Pride. A couple of other new products that we will also be putting in the product of the week category. We have, and I'm making a total mess here. They have released a new little clicky, and this is now officially going to be the sample I'm going to open.
Yep.
They all come in little cardboard packages that might be hard to reseal, although that sticker came off nice. We have a little polka dot. This is actually a darker pink than I thought it would be, which is cool. This is a row counter, and it has a little break on it so that you can stop it from advancing. Does it go this way? Yeah, I'll look at that. But it's got a break on it, and you can turn the sides if your count gets off. But super cute. I actually like that it's not super hot pink. This is $7.25 regular price. And then we have, do you want to open that one? We have some new tape measures because you can never have enough tape measures. They come in cute little packaging as well. This one's $13.95. I think they're both $13.95. Handcrafted natural beech. This is bigger than I thought it would be.
I know.
Wow.
I was like, huh.
This is says Knitter's Pride. It's got KP. It's got some sheep on it. It's got the retractor button in the back.
Sheep.
It's
KP.
wood housing, probably for a regular tape measure. And then this is a nice quality. It's not plastic, or it's a little like, what
It's
are they calling it?
fiberglass.
Is that what they're calling it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dual-sided
Fiberglass
fiberglass tape.
Inch and metric, depending on the size. This
Button to
one's
push on the back.
they're both 60 inch, so they're super long, and there's the button to push on the back.
I like the size because I find
It's got
the
a good
smaller
heft.
ones always hide.
Yes.
And like these are
Fantastic. So these are all new things we got in from Knitter's Pride last week, and we are going to try to get them up on the online shop and have them on sale for this week. So,
Hand me the.
huh? What? This?
Yep.
Just putting stuff away. We should have opened the shop 5 minutes ago. So we're gonna go do that. Join us for Dear Becky and Lizzy tomorrow. And if you have a question that you would like us to give you our thoughts on, at this point, email her.
Liz at sundragonartandfiber.com. all
And-
spelled out.
And join us for Sit and Stitch Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. We had a lovely Sit and Stitch. We had quite a few people on last night. I think we got up to 16 or 17. And that's on Zoom with the shop phone number to get in.
828-877-3550.
All right. Enjoy this stuff. We're going to pack up and get ready for my lesson that's coming in soon and open up the shop. Y'all have a good day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.